Oh my God, I love this cake. Hi everybody, welcome back to Marie's Kitchen. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're making a chocolate chip skillet cookie cake, and it's one of the easiest desserts I have. You'll just need one bowl and it cooks up in about 20 minutes. I can't wait to share it with you. Let's get started. As I mentioned in the intro, we are going to cook this in a cast iron skillet. I'm using an enameled cast iron skillet here. Either a cast iron or enamel cast iron will work. Also, if you don't have a cast iron skillet, you can use a oven-proof non-stick skillet as well. This one would work. This is a green pan, and you want it to be about 10 inches. The first ingredient is 6 tablespoons or 84 grams unsalted butter, or you could use salted butter and just leave out the salt. Now you want this butter room temperature, and as I call it, very room temperature. When I made this dish for the first time for my son's birthday, actually last week, he just turned 15, very exciting. I wanted something that was really easy to make, and I was like, I don't even want to get out beaters. So I'm going to see if I can make this with just a fork and a bowl, and I did. But the lesson that I learned that first time that I made it is you want really, really, really soft butter. So as I said, it's room temperature, or you could call it very room temperature. See how soft this is? You want to be able to just mash right into it with a fork. So we've got our butter here. We're going to add 1/3 cup dark brown sugar, packed. And this gives it a real caramel kind of flavor and kind of a chewy texture. My husband said, is there toffee in here? It tastes so good. Like, they absolutely loved it. So I didn't know it was going to be such a hit, but everybody loved it. All right, next is 1/3 cup white sugar. And then we've got 1 egg here that I already cracked. And I'm just going to give that a quick whisk here. We'll add our egg. And then 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Now you can use a fork or your spatula just to kind of mash up the butter and the sugar. I'm going to probably switch to spatula so I'm not making a lot of noise on the glass bowl here. I think I'm going to do a whole series on skillet recipes because my gosh, this was so easy, especially for cookies. You don't have to scoop them out. You just dump the dough right in, and then after it bakes, you can cut it into wedges. Switch over to a spatula. There's kind of a chunk of brown sugar. I'm going to fish that out. Sometimes you get a really hard piece. Just take that out. So there's our butter, sugar, egg mixture and vanilla. Really easy. You can see why I wanted really soft, very room temperature butter here, because otherwise it would have been hard to mix in. Okay, next we'll add our dry ingredients. We'll add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. That's 140 grams. Then we'll add 1/2 teaspoon kosher salt. And again, if you want to use the salted butter, feel free to leave out the salt. You guys teach me so much in the comments. I love hearing from you in the comments. Someone told me that, you know what, unsalted butter actually has natural flavorings in it, whereas salted butter doesn't. So maybe I'll switch to using salted butter. I didn't even know this, but sure enough, I looked on the ingredients, and whoever left me that comment, I'll have to double check, but thank you for the tip. I did check and you were right, so maybe I'll switch to salted butter. All right, next is 1/2 teaspoon baking soda, and that's about 3 grams. Now the dry ingredients are up here, so I give those a little toss, kind of within itself without having to get out another bowl, but give it a little toss so the salt and baking powder get dispersed a little bit. And then we're just going to mix this together. Now at this point, you don't want to over mix the dough. That's always the rule with cookies, cakes, muffins. You don't want to over mix it because it can create gluten, which can make it tough. So just gently stir that together, and when it's almost brought together, we can go ahead and add in our chocolate chips. Now for the chocolate chips, I'm using 1 cup of a mix of white chocolate and semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can use all white chocolate or all semi-sweet, whatever, or all even dark chocolate would be great. Any of that'll work. So it's about 1 cup. We're just gonna add that in and then give this a stir. We're done. That was so easy. See how easy that is? It's all done. Your cookie dough is done. And there's no cleanup either, which is great, or virtually none. So now we'll get a little bit of butter here. And I'm gonna grease the skillet a little bit. The enamel cast iron does not stick, and so I wouldn't worry about it if you don't grease it. But I just wanted to put a little bit on there just to make sure it comes off easily. Now we'll add our batter to the skillet. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to. We've got about 120,000 subscribers right now, and we are continuing to grow, and it's just been so much fun to have this community. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed, who likes my videos and leaves comments. I really do appreciate your feedback, and I love hearing from y'all. And of course, it really helps my YouTube channel, and that just means the world to me. So thank you so much for everyone. So I'm just spreading this out. How nice is that? Now it looks like just a little bit. You may be wondering, that looks like really thin, but it's gonna puff up. And also you don't want a cookie cake that's like all the way full. I mean, you might, but it would have to cook a lot longer in order to cook a really thick cookie cake. So this is a nice, you know, so this is a great, what do you call it? This is just the right. All right, now we have the oven preheating to 350 degrees. We're gonna bake this for about 18 to 20 minutes. You can, you know, everybody's oven is a little bit different, so you definitely wanna check it at 18 and see how it's doing. It'll be nice and brown around the edges. Ideally, you can pull it out of the oven and serve it warm. So you'd let it cool for about 5 minutes, pull it out, serve it warm, kind of soft in the center with melted, you know, vanilla ice cream, delicious. Or you can make it ahead, which is what I did for my son's birthday. So you just bake it and then let it sit, cool. And if you want to pop it back in to warm it up before serving, you can do that as well. All right, let's pop this in the oven. All right, I think the cake is ready. I'm gonna grab it out of the oven. Smells so good in here. Look at this, wow. Isn't that gorgeous? I love how it got a little crispy around the edges, but still nice and soft in the center. Isn't that just beautiful? Can you believe we did this with just one bowl and a spatula? Okay, we've let this cool for a bit, so it's time to cut into it. You know, you're always supposed to cut 2 slices. That's a trick that you learn from pie. You always want to cut 2 slices. And that makes it easier to get the first one out. Just loosens everything up a little bit. Ooh, wow. Look at that. It's so pretty. Oh! Such a disaster. Look at that beautiful cookie. Can't wait to have a taste. Oh, I should set it down. I really should. Oh, it's so like kind of soft and chewy. Mmm. Oh my God. I love this cake. That dark brown sugar gives it the best flavor. A little bit of crispy on the bottom and the edges. I mean, it's delicious. It's not overly sweet. You could even do a little flaky sea salt on top. So good. I can't wait for you to try this one. For this recipe and more, head over to my website, 𝗜𝗡𝗚𝗥𝗘𝗡𝗃. There you can print out this recipe and all my recipes, and if you like, put them in a notebook and make your very own Marie's Kitchen cookbook for free. If you haven't yet, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button, then the subscribe button and the bell button for notifications so you won't miss any of my videos. My goal is to give you some really easy recipes that turn out great every time so you can build some confidence in the kitchen and feel really inspired to share good food with people that you love. From my kitchen to yours, thank you.